Tunaamini mtandao wa YouTube umekuwa mtandao mkubwa sana kwa wasanii kuweza kutambulisha ngoma zao, na hata si wasanii, hata watu wengine ambao wana content wanataka itambulike duniani kote, waga wanafanya au wana upload kupitia mtandao wa YouTube. Na umekuwa ni msaada sana kwa wasanii kwa sababu imekuwa ni platform ya kutangaza nyimbo zao. Sababu zamani tulizoea msanii akitaka kutoa ngoma lazima aende kwenye radio station au TV, lakini sasa hivi kupitia account ya YouTube, msanii akifungua account ya YouTube itakuwa inamsaidia sana yeye kuweza kupost ngoma yake na Watanzania wote, hata sio Tanzania na watu wengine ambao wako nje ya Tanzania kuweza kuifahamu ngoma hiyo na kuweza kuistream, hata kuweza kuidownload na kuweza kucheki na pia kuweza kutoa maoni yao kuhusiana na ngoma ambayo msanii ameiachia. Siku ya jana alikuja director wa YouTube Music ambaye anaishi nchini Marekani, Tuma Basa, na kuweza kueleza changamoto mbalimbali ambazo zinawakumba wadau wanaotumia mtandao wa YouTube. Sio changamoto tu, lakini pia namna kuweza kuupload content, lakini pia msanii kujithamini na kuweza kujua thamani yake na kuweza kutumia ile platform kwamba yeye ana mashabiki wengi, basi kuweza kutumia ile njia ya kuweza kupata content na kuweza kuifanya account yake ya YouTube kuwa busy. Miongoni mwa watu ambao walihudhuria katika concert au event hiyo ni pamoja wasanii mbalimbali wakiwemo Wakazi, Minimaz pamoja na maproducer mbalimbali wa muziki, lakini pia walikopo madirector wa muziki, managers ambao walipata elimu kubwa sana kutoka kwa director wa YouTube Music au Music YouTube, Basa Tuma
for actually a streaming app in Tanzania. So in that element, before I ask my question, it's more if you're not okay.
I am.
Okay. So for me, as somebody who works for a streaming app, my biggest observation is Tanzania has a lot of talent, and every day there's new music, there's new creation, but there's also that element where people have a lot of support from locals, but yet there's that gap between managers, which I've seen because a lot of people are famous and you can't be famous but broke. So how can you, what's your advice in terms of minding the gap between the commercial aspect of things and you being an artist as the thing in that aspect, I guess?
Not making money off of the records, and maybe just creating a brand and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna sell Natasha. I'm just using your name. I know you're a streaming executive, but Natasha T-shirts, and I'm gonna leverage my fame and my name or my visual identity to make money in another way, right? Until that ability to monetize. I'm just being honest. That's entrepreneurialism. You figure it out. I remember hip hop era was where there was a lot of leaks and downloads. People were legally downloading, and there was a whole generation of artists. Wiz Khalifa, Currency. There was what at that time felt like these new young artists that started going out on the road, and they were doing club dates. There was a whole festivals where people used to smoke marijuana. These wake and bake type of music. I remember this time very clearly. It wasn't that long ago. It was like 10, 15 years ago. And what happens is those kids said, you know what? We're not going to let hip hop become just a studio thing anymore. We're going to go on the road. We're going to make our money on the road. And then I'm going to give out these free mixtapes for free. And I'm going to make my money in another way. So I'll get paid. So I'll put up 2 mixtapes 2 months, not get paid 1 cent per mixtape, right? I'll put it on a mixtape app or mixtape website, but I'm gonna go make my money in other ways. So alternative monetization, only for now, until that gap gets closed. Because you know what I mean? Enough to have overhead, right? The Remix project is the same thing. A lot of the artists that are signed to Drake in Toronto, like Roy Woods or Party Next Door, or Majid Jordan, I think most of them came from the Remix Project. This was a non-profit kind of cultural organization that helped youth. And it's because of people who cared enough to develop the talent, because the talent has to be developed, right? You can have talent, but if you don't do anything with that talent, it's going to disappear. You're going to go through atrophy, right? It's like muscles. If you don't exercise your muscles, those muscles turn into flat, right? So what happens is, yeah, so things, I can think of more, but those are the...
Everything you've been bringing up has been really interesting, taking some notes myself. But also, I was really interested to come here because I myself don't distribute that much online. I'm more of a performer, so for me, it's I'd be interested in understanding how to get, you know, that live performance, those kind of contents. Do they work the same way as someone trying to put up a music video and stuff? How better is it to reach those sort of audiences where you're trying to set up sort of live streaming and live distribution instead of, you know, just a normal trying to get views, right, you know, for future work and everything?
Well, if you're, he said you do alternative music, right? I would first find where your audience is, especially if you have your taste, because not every platform or every medium is right for. So if social media, if live streaming, if it's just photos, if you want to preserve the value of your live performances, maybe it's using a photography, telling your story to do that. But if live is your thing, then maybe this is what I think. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Is the after story, is letting your audience tell the story, right? Is allowing, you know, if you go to a show now, everyone puts up their phone. So there's a guy, Tracy Chan, he had a company, a startup, it got bought by Spotify. And it's basically, it aggregated, everyone put up their phone, and it aggregated everyone who had the same hashtag and created videos. You see what I'm saying? So finding those type of outlets, and but it's tough. That's a tough. Yeah. But personally, that's looking for where you're gonna get that love in the way. Oh, I got the answer. Find similar artists that you want to be like and copy them. Yeah, copy them, and then what works for you, you run with it. What doesn't work for you, you discard. Say, that works for so-and-so. And then you keep on finding very similar artists, not necessarily here in Tanzania and other places. Maybe it's Ukraine. Maybe it's music you don't even like. And using the model that I know, the classic model, is the Grateful Dead and Fish, right? So that's the classic model that everyone talks about in the music industry. And these aren't hip hop, these are like jam bands, right? So the Grateful Dead basically built their entire they didn't get any radio, and Fish was the same way, P-H-I-S-H. Their entire model was based on live. And they would have a great show, and then they would tell the people where the next show is, and some of the same people would travel to that show, and they would just accumulate audience, and they created a cult following. I'm correct. Grateful Dead never did the same show twice. Yeah, they would always switch it up, and that gave people incentive to watch it again, right? So they curated their shows. So even using classic examples like that, and then letting the audience do the evangelizing. You don't have to. If you don't want to be the one, we were talking about Burna Boy earlier. You see Burna Boy live, you're like, whoa, right? You go to Burna Boy's Instagram, it's gonna be like pictures of the show, etc. You know what I mean? It's like, and then have like the little purple thing around it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and you can tell that this is not the way, the model that he's using to aggressively push himself. It's when he has those opportunities to do a live performance on Jimmy Fallon or Trevor Noah, when he has a opportunity to do the Apollo Theater or here in Tanzania at the arena. So yeah, copy somebody. That's the honest answer. Just copy, and then what works for trial and error. What works for you, and then you yeah, etc. I mean, it's expensive in terms you have to have Wi-Fi and data, etc., etc. So the last year or so, some of the activities, the launches, the activities, sponsorships. I don't know if you heard about the Empower. You know Mr. Easy? Mr. Easy has this thing called Empower, and he's basically he's taken artists, like one from Namibia, one from Tanzania. Oh, you know all about it. Okay. One from, oh, you were shaking your head, so I was like, okay. One from Zimbabwe. One from, they go to Cape Town. He'll have Diplo speak to them. I'll speak to them. It's basically like a boot camp. And he signs these artists and he basically gives them platforms, et cetera, et cetera. So a few months ago, we basically backed him up and helped support it, you know what I mean, with the tangible support. That initiative, we're watching how that works, and that's something that benefits the.
Baada ya kumaliza kuongea, baadhi ya wadau waliweza kutoa maoni yao, na hasa ni msanii wa hip hop kutoka Tanzania Wakazi. Alitoa maoni yake kuhusiana na mtandao wa YouTube na wasanii watumieje mtandao wa YouTube kuweza kunufaika na mtandao, kwa sababu sasa hivi ndio biashara ipo kule. Ni moja ya mtandao ambao unawalipa wasanii kutokana na kazi ambazo wanaziupload kupitia YouTube. So tumsikilize Wakazi kutokana na maoni yake baada ya Tuma Basa kuzungumza na wadau mbalimbali.
Ujue sisi hapa ili tuweze kukua, nataka kama kitu kimoja amekiongea hapa Tuma Basa, ni kwamba tunahitaji kitu inaitwa ecosystem, ile industry kweli iwepo. Sasa huwezi kuwa na industry au industry ikakuwa na thamani kama utakuwepo watu hawafahamu wanachokifanya kwa details na kwa undani. So kuna umuhimu sana wa sisi kusema kwamba hiki manake hiki manake hiki kinamaanisha hiki kinakuongezea thamani hii. So after that happening, inakuwa rahisi kukifanyia vitendo na vile mtu mwingine kukiappreciate. Mimi nisipokuonyesha thamani ya ninachokifanya, unaweza kukiona juu tu superficially, lakini nikikuelezea kwa undani kwamba kiko hivi na hii maana yake hii, ukijua thamani yake wewe utaijali zaidi na hata kuilipia itaongezeka thamani. So mimi waga nataka kufanya hivyo, kuongeza thamani kwa wasanii wenzangu, wasanii kujitambua, wajijue, ili wajue kwamba kuna uwezo wa kufanya kazi ikakupa manufaa beyond kile ambacho wewe unadhania au tayari unakipata kwa sasa hivi. So I have to make sure kwamba wasanii wanaelewa vitu na vijana na washabiki, sababu ujue mshabiki asipoelewa thamani unachokifanya anaweza asikilipie au akilipia kwa ndio, lakini akijua thamani yake atakijali. So utaki kumtajia gharama kubwa ya show, gharama kubwa ya kununua CD, atoleta longolongo. Pili, ujiweke kibiashara, unaona, na kujiweka kibiashara tu wengi tunakosea. Sometimes unafikia tu ukishakuwa wewe una kipaji umemaliza, inabidi ugeuze kipaji kiwe bidhaa. Ndio maana watu wanapiga picha, wanafanya photoshoot, watu wanatoa music video, watu wanaelezea ule wimbo, what's the story behind the song. Mtu anataka umvute, bidi umvute mtu ili aweze kukusikiliza. Kila mtu muimbaji sasa, unaona. Kwa hiyo like usipomtengenezea mazingira mtu kukuzingatia inakuwa ngumu. Kila mtu ana content, kwa hiyo like tengeneza content ambayo inavutia zaidi. So it's like, and then the biashara, unaweza ukapigiwa simu ya show, unakasema mimi nataka labda content ambayo ziko smart. Smart content. Yeah. Hata kama sio smart, yani ujue unamlenga nani na content yako. The minute you know unamlenga nani, usinganie. Usikasirike kwamba hujaitwa sauti za busara wakati upigi live music.